Hello, I'm Samantha Breedlove, and today we're going to be discussing Connor and his assessment plan. So, Connor is in 6th grade at Mena Middle School. The last time he was tested was in 2017, and it was readopted in 2019 and then 2021. His most recent conference was in 2021. Connor is a middle child. He has an older brother and a younger sister. Connor has been diagnosed with an other health impairment, and he wears corrective lenses. He does have some very poor eyesight, so he is required to sit at the front of the room and have large print text. Connor was held back in the 2nd grade so that he could try to get up. That's when he was evaluated the first time for his learning problems. Connor seems to be disorganized. He daydreams quite a bit, and sometimes he talks too much. So all of these things factor into how Connor learns and what the best way to teach him is. Connor was given multiple tests to evaluate his achievement and how he learns best and where he's struggling. These tests help us determine what modifications we need to have in place so that he can learn the best way possible. So one of the tests that he was given was the Woodcock-Johnson test of cognitive abilities. Okay, this test measures their intellectual thinking and their perceptual processing. For this cognitive test, Connor was tested at the age equivalent of 6 to 8. The standard score that he received was 85. Which means that he is in the lower average range. Connor was also given the Woodcock-Johnson test of achievement, which measures the achievement in language, reading, math, and written expression. So this was measured using a cluster consisting of story recall, understanding directions, picture vocabulary, and oral comprehension tests. According to this test, Connor was functioning at a grade level of 7 to 5. The standard score was 94. This score falls in the average range. When taking the test, Connor struggled with attending to the task. He got distracted quite often and needed to be redirected. His overall functioning is in the lower average range. He has a strength in the long-term retrieval skills. This suggests that he may do well when remembering information through association. He did struggle with fluid reasoning, which means that he has a hard time solving problems. His reading comprehension, broad written language, and basic writing skills indicated to be moderately weak. So those are some things that we may need to look at more closely. His oral expression, listening comprehension, basic reading skills, math calculation skills, mathematics reasoning, and written expression were within the predicted limits. So he did well on them. They were right where they should have been. As far as in class and his modifications, Connor will most likely benefit from using examples and experiences when teaching different concepts, reinforcing appropriate decisions and using a reward process would be good for him. Daily drill activities can help Connor memorize those math facts, the sight words. As soon as he learns those skills, making sure that it's applied to real life, making it relevant for him will help those skills be solidified. Connor should be placed in a smaller class, probably closer to the teacher, and towards the very front to reduce those distractions and help him be more attentive to those oral directions, as well as keeping him focused and on task. It would be helpful if Connor was placed near a model student that can help Connor socialize at the appropriate times. He's a very outgoing kid. He likes to talk. So if he has a model student that's like, hey, we're supposed to be doing this right now, or hey, we can talk right now, having someone there to help him realize when it's appropriate to socialize would be really great for him as well. Keeping a routine is very important for Connor. If you stray from a routine, he may act out. Reducing the distractions in the room, making sure that he is staying on task, making sure that the teacher has his attention before giving directions, and making sure that those directions are short and simple. In terms of his reading deficiencies, Connor should be taught sight words from a list of words that are most frequently used to help him understand the material. The teacher should also stop at specific points and ask questions to make sure that reading comprehension is continuing on and he is still understanding what is being taught or read. As far as written assignments, he needs to have some extra time to think through what he needs to say. He might benefit from having a shorter written assignment. Also, not counting off for errors in spelling, capitalization, or punctuation, and then also requiring him to proofread his work, because most of the time he will catch those errors, but making sure that it makes sense as far as like writing it out. Connor should be placed in a inclusion classroom for just his math and his reading. All of his other classes should be in a regular general education classroom.